Hi, my name is Jared Keffer, and I really need to come up with a better name for my channel, aside from the one I came up with about 5 years ago, back when I was a punk. But if you've been following me, you'll know roughly the last quarter of 2013, I've been picking up games like crazy, doing unboxings and just getting like retro things. And it's about time I do some reviews on them, so today I'm going to do Call of Duty Ghosts for the PS3. I chose not to get the Xbox 360 version, which I'll probably get into later. And I will be talking at the end of the video about this little promotion. I thought it was a bad idea, but now that I have it, it's definitely worth having. So I'll start it up. I'm just showing the start up because of how quick it is. That's something that I really think Black Ops 2 started, to where previously you had to wait, go through like all these, now it's that, and then you're in the game. And I didn't set a default like to start in multiplayer like I did on Black Ops 2. So it's a, I don't know if you select like multiplayer default, if it'll go straight into it, or if it'll just still bring you to this, but that's how quick the startup is. Now, I haven't played the campaign yet, and there's maybe a possibility that I can cover it in the future. But I know there's probably like 1,000 playthroughs or walkthroughs or whatever of the campaign. And again, I don't have a video card, so I don't really know why you'd want to see the campaign, unless you just want my opinion on it. I wouldn't mind doing that after I play through it. Black Ops 2 is by far the best campaign I've ever played in a Call of Duty game, although I kind of hate all of them. I didn't like that one at first, but then with the alternative storylines, but this one isn't about Black Ops 2. And this isn't even about the gameplay, it's just what I feel about the game. So you'll see, aside from the campaign, there's of course your multiplayer squads, which I didn't understand, but I still don't fully understand. And then there's Extinction, which I just tried today, and I actually really like it. I thought it was going to be like zombies, but it's not. So I'll probably do a video in the future of that, of just solid Extinction gameplay, but I probably will show some of it. So now let's actually get into the game. This is probably going to be a longer view, just because I want to really explain everything I feel about the game. And you could almost say I'm a connoisseur when it comes to these games, because it's not that I'm just like know everything, because I don't know how to develop a program, but I'm very good at being a critic on them. So I would say take it from me when I talk about video games, that generally, like, to get off topic, or like the SmackDown vs. Raw games, I always wanted them to make it so you could create an arena and stuff, and that finally happened. Like, and I was thinking of that like in 06. So just like I always, really think of like great things they can do for games. So if you can see down there right now, there's about 200,000 people online, and that's a pretty big number. Usually, I think when I first got the game right after Black Friday, there was maybe only like 60, 70,000. Of course, I mean, since Christmas, that number's been way up. And of course, now this is Christmas vacation, and it's a weekend, so there's people off of school and work. But that's still a good number to have on here, considering the install base is more fractured than ever, because now you have PS3, PS4, 360, Xbox One, and I think they even made a Wii U version. So to have 200,000 people, that's plenty, considering, probably Modern Warfare 2 is probably still has a good fan base to it. So before I actually start the gameplay, because again, this is not about the gameplay, I already have a gameplay video. First thing you'll probably run into is create a soldier. And I'm sorry that I need to get a better tablet, or while I'm using my tablet, I need to get an actual camcorder or camera. But hopefully you can kind of see that. You create a soldier on here, that's I think the first thing you'll probably run into. And I kind of like the idea. Like, that's how you prestige. I did a video on how to prestige. Yeah, I'm sorry about the fonts, they're way bad on there. But that might help a little to read the fonts. But you only have, I think, one squad member, and then here's where it's just regular. After that, you just create your classes like usual. And I kind of like this system because it takes a lot from the Black Ops 2 system, which was really good. But in this one, you can have, it seems like you can have more attachments for everything. As a lot of the times on Black Ops, with all the perks and everything, you could only, like, if I wanted to have 2 attachments to my primary, then I would never be able to have an attachment for the secondary because of the pick 10. But on this one, it's like you're allowed to pretty much fill it up the whole way unless you have, except for this one where you would need the perk. Your perks are kind of like the pick 10 thing. Excuse me. And I think that's 4 through 7, 8. I guess it's 8 you can pick from there. And then your strike packages, which I guess are just kill streaks. I never use support. There's really nothing there. If you play Modern Warfare 3, it's kind of the same thing. I'm not really into the support version. Specialist I never use. I always use Assault. These are the default ones, and I actually like these the most. SATCOM, I don't like the IMS at all. It's really annoying to get killed by it, but I just don't like it to use it. Attack Dog, there's huge problems with the AI, but I do like the concept of it. And then I use Maniac, which for me it's pretty fun. I mean, the Hind and everything's probably more effective, but I think when you get the Maniac, it's actually pretty funny. Even though you might not get as many kills as another kill streak, it is very fun to use. You can go around and just run around and knife people. How good that sounded. So then you'll notice you wouldn't think you need to use these people, but you actually do. Whenever, if you want a prestige, I mean, I did a video on this. You just have to like play this to level 60, then you move on, and you make them the squad leader, and move on, and you keep doing that, and you keep going down. And whoever, I think you have to star by who you play as default in your matches. So I'm right now just first prestige, and without well, now there's one more thing I need to show. Operations is just kind of like a cheap thing that's really nothing that adds to the game. It's just, I think you earn more XP for completing certain things. It's almost like the contract deal with Black Ops. It was like totally pathetic, and it was cute like the first match, and it had no point. Now Barracks is a problem. As you can see, Black Ops, the Treyarch version of Call of Duty, I think they're way better socially integrated. Not that I like social integration in games, but like your scoreboard's so bland. Like most of my friends don't even have this game, as opposed to people that all my friends on Xbox probably do. But that's all it is. Like, you can't get all the information at once, and you can go down to wins and see how many matches, kills, and you can see your KD. But it's easier to say, like, let's say like see, if you wanted to look at her or his information, all you can see is their rank level, and that's all you can do, and I just don't like that. You select, and you can, there's no like I think it was called combat record in Black Ops 2. That should be in here. But now, without further ado, I can actually start the there's nothing in the store yet. They offered like a free skin for Christmas. A lot of standard matches. There is new ones. I haven't played that. I really like Cranked. I have played that. It's really fun. Blitz is new. Search and Rescue looks to be new. Infected. Hunted sounds new. Team Tat. I'm not sure if that was there. I haven't played a lot of these, but I do really like the innovation. It is definitely time a Call of Duty game is innovative, even though it's still the same engine and it's pretty much the same menu. And I think this is the same music as Modern Warfare 3. So let's just get started finally. So I'm already gonna join into a match, so it means I'm probably losing. We're probably playing against Team No Life. Probably like prestige people that already have like 10 days in, and they're beating someone like 30, like 2, and I would be expected to play because everyone else quit. And I have a little note card I wrote of plenty of things to mention, so I definitely need to try and cover all of these. And yes, I actually used pen and paper, not a cell phone, so that's the way to do it. This is probably going to be a long video, so sorry, but I think it's crucial if you really want to decide on this game. This isn't your IGN, this isn't corporate reviews where they make them 2 minutes and shell them out. I like the FAD and the Honey Badger the most. No, I'm probably not going to do too well because I'm focused on talking rather than playing. And I want to show off features, so don't expect me to do too well, but we'll see. Oh, there's something there. Okay, another thing I wanted to mention is you'll notice, and I know other people that review games that said this, again, not corporate reviews, they're not going to tell you, but just regular guys that just take a game and play it and review it. The graphics, they said they look horrible. I think they said it looks like they have Vaseline over them, and they certainly do look terrible considering how well, like, Black Ops 2 blew me away with how they did it, and they did it all on one disc for the Xbox. Like, PS3 had more textures available to it to use, but it was still about the same graphic quality. And again, these graphics aren't bad, but definitely, and it's only because the PS4 and the Xbox One and probably even the Wii U have a higher capability, so they're going to build this game to do that. And they're not going to sacrifice gameplay and stuff on the current gen, but they're still going to make the game capable of next gen. So they expect, it to have everything the PS4 and Xbox One version has, but then they'll have to take away a little on the graphical end, which is fine. It's still very playable. The PS4 and Xbox One versions aren't phenomenal. It's just they look there. And since they were made of current gen, well actually previous gen now in mind, they're probably not going to look as good on next gen as they will in a few years. The SATCOM, it's not as good as the UAV. Like, it doesn't always show their position, so I don't really understand that. Maybe in the campaign or something, like there's a lot of kill streaks derived from the campaign, so maybe since I haven't played it, I don't know how all these things work and their purpose. But I do like the SATCOM. It's different. So you don't have to destroy a UAV overhead. You have to knife it, and you can't even. You have to like lean down and then knife it. And I was trying to back off or the light. And so you can see in the right hand up here, that is the new select. When you hit the select button, it brings that up. I really like that because that's what the Black Ops one looked like, and that was way too distracting. And I do like that they have it off to the right now, and it's a lot smaller and it's out of the way, so you can bring it up and still play and have it not bothering you. But there are some problems with that, and I guess I'll show another gameplay because I still have a lot more things to talk about, like in the actual game. The Siege is a pretty horrible map. It'd take forever. Like, we wouldn't even get the 75 kills, and it would take us forever to get through it. This one's a lot close quarters. I should mention this. I'm not gonna have time, but that's the best way to see your stats is to go over. And I do like that, but I like the Black Ops 2 integration because you could pick custom. You can see theirs too. Muting's a lot harder. You have to individually go on to their username and then go to toggle mute. You can't mute them all. So that's another part where Treyarch and Black Ops really did the better job. Let me see my notes here. See, like there's an idiot there. I need to mute him if he's on my team. Clans. Those kind of ties into squads. I don't have very many friends. A couple do play this game, but they don't play with me. And like I said, most of my friends on PSN suck compared to the people I actually know in person that mainly play Xbox. And I'm not paying for live anymore because I like PS Plus better. And I know this is the story of my life, so I should just live stream this as like Call of Duty and the story of my life. People say the maps are really big. I don't really think so. Siege is big. Stonehaven is big. And there's one more. Okay, if you want to mute people, you got to go into the start menu and do that, and I hate that. Why can't you just bring this up? And you can't scroll through it, because they did make it so you can play with that. Because if you play any other Call of Duty game with the scoreboard up, it tries to select them to mute them, so you can't use all your controls and still play while the menu's up sometimes, but I think it's just a D-pad that you'd use to navigate it in previous versions. Again, I like this. And you'll notice there's no signal meter, like there's no 3 green bars or 4 and then the red, and you know who has the bad connection. I thought, and I might be wrong, but I thought when this game was, I remember watching either the multiplayer reveal or something, and they said that I thought they said it wasn't going through like peer-to-peer or host or whatever, that it was on its own servers. And if that's true, I haven't seen it, because I've still had lag, and I think sometimes the lag's on my part if I have my computer on or something, but I've had lag when I know it's not me, when my internet's working fine, and like if I would have played Black Ops on the same day, same internet connection, it runs fine, but then this game like lags, so and I've had like the first probably 10-15 hours in, I didn't really have any like disconnects or anything, and I didn't have, yeah, I'm trying to play slow when I'm talking because I'm trying to play the game too, somewhat competitively, but so I had disconnects, and it said like you lost connection to the host, and then it would just like freeze and be stuck there, and then it would just revert you back to like the map selection or whatever you call it. And it's just like I've had that happen several times, so I don't, well, probably even more than several times now, so it still seems to act just like a normal Call of Duty would. So maybe there's only dedicated servers for the next gen versions, or if these have it, again, I haven't noticed. See how you're supposed to destroy this is you have to like, you can't stand up, and he already shot it, but you can't stand up, you have to kneel down, so it is a little tricky and you can get killed doing it if you're not in an open area, or I mean where no one's at you or looking at you. But okay, so there's the slide. In Black Ops Treyarch you can jump, which is kind of neat for like capture the flag or something. But I like the sliding mechanism myself, so I do like that. That's a new feature. That's very Battlefield-esque. There's the knife feature, so I got them both at the same time there. The knife feature, again, that's a pretty close Battlefield copy with how they did finally revise it. I don't like how you can't see the knife, it's just your fist. It looks like you're punching them, but you still hear the knife sound. But that was like a Battlefield idea where which I mean that's more realistic. Battlefield had that, so I do like seeing a lot of it, because Battlefield's great in its own ways, and Call of Duty generally I like better, even though Battlefield much more realistic. Definitely a great alternative because it doesn't feel like you're playing Call of Duty. But they did take more features from each other, and Battlefield took features from Call of Duty, mainly in like game modes this year. So definitely they're doing good things, learning from each other. Now I can show you the guard dog. It's a very great idea, but the AI is pretty poor. They're really useful. I mean, they can kill, they can jump. They would like fall, like he'll just jump down that and not get hurt. But the AI is pretty dumb. Like if you're in a room and it's a little room, instead of him like standing outside and actually guarding you, he'll just stand inside and be like in your way. They got killed there, but they're pretty hard to kill. So usually when you get killed, usually they'll get a kill or two for you. So it's not a super effective kill streak, but it definitely is better than nothing. And then there's contextual lean, I should also mention. It's just like Battlefield. You go up to the side of the wall and then you aim down your sight. It's pretty useless. You can disable it, but I do suggest keeping it on. It's not very useful. It never really works for me. But there have been situations, especially with snipers, when they'll use it. And I hope you can hear me over this because it's getting pretty loud now. There will be situations where other people will use it, and sometimes it makes it harder because sometimes they actually do just peek their head and their arm out, and it's hard to hit them. But then other times it doesn't seem to work as well, and you can still easily like get hit, or they can get you. Try and show you one, like say there's someone like right at that blue thing, you can kind of peek out. Not very useful, but I'm glad it's there. It's always, the problem is, again, this is the same engine, which is their like bane. They always use the exact same thing over and over and over. Although it does work, Well, now you're never going to be able to see anything if the gas is out, but like with the knifing mechanic, whenever you knife someone, it looks like the Battlefield style where you actually like shove the knife into them. But I'm pretty sure if you see someone else do it to you, or to someone else, it still looks like the old-fashioned, old-school way, but it's just how they kind of changed the code for you, so when you do it, it looks different. And I haven't finished everything I wanted to say about gameplay, so I'm probably going to show one more match, but I'll show like a different mode that'll go quicker. So I did pretty well. So, and see, I don't like how names will, like, if they're too long, they'll slide. They should have just made this like another inch longer, because, and another thing I don't like is they don't show the score, like it should say 75 to whatever. They didn't, like, I don't want to add all those up. But, wow, this is really in-depth. I was going to play Cranked, but this is Strike Zone's early. It's like almost like a Nuketown. It's not a Nuketown, but it kind of reminds you of it. You know, it's a close quarter, quick one, so it'll probably go pretty quickly, so I will show this one as well. And you don't have very long to do much, you only have like 15 seconds. Again, that's how you can see your stuff. That's like, and then if you want to mute again, you have to. I mean, I do like the idea you can customize your soldier and show them off. That's neat, but I'd like the Black Ops emblem system way better. What else I got here? Well, then we have the scoreboard. Like I said, how it's like all over it right there. They should have just made it an inch longer. It would have taken up more of the screen, but so what? It's not near as intrusive as the other one. They should have did that, and they should have made it so it was like another inch longer, and then you wouldn't have to see the name, their username, like slide, because there's like a limit to how many characters you can use on PSN, plus your 4-letter clan tag, which doesn't, for some reason, it doesn't always even show up. I don't think on the scoreboard, or if it shows up on the scoreboard, it doesn't show up somewhere else or something else. See, it doesn't. Only the people that have the yellow version, it shows up, because I have a clan tag, but it doesn't show up. But see how it's just annoying to see like how it slides and then it like blinks and then it slides. That's just annoying and distracting. And a lot of the times when you're playing and you're not really looking, you're trying to do a bunch of things at once. You don't, you can't learn what their name is and to memorize them and like know if they're doing well and to avoid them and stuff like that. So I don't know why. I wish they would in future patch revise that, make it a little bit longer so it doesn't do that. And if they don't have dedicated servers, which again I'm not sure, and this is getting annoying. Plus, I don't even know, how do people make their clan tag yellow? I saw a purple one today too, but a lot of them aren't even like prestige at all, so I don't get how they do it, if it's a hack or what. Because I know like in like old Call of Duty games, I remember Black Ops, the original, once you got to like 10th prestige or something, you could change your clan tag color. I don't know if they still do that or how you get it. So if someone knows, leave a comment. I'm just, not that I want to do it, I'm just curious. Or not, kind of. They give Battlefield not really a run for their money, because there is slight destructibility, but it's very linear. On this map, if they, I don't know, I think you have to get to complete a field order, and then the whole map blows up, and it just changes like the whole parameters of it. Oh. That's another thing with the knife. If you knife them while they're like laying down, or while they're prone, or the same thing. If you knife them while they're crouched or prone, it uses the old animation a lot of the time, so you can still tell it's the same old engine, and then you barely patch the knife mechanic for, although it's not as bad as Black Ops 2, where like half the time your knife would just miss altogether.